Hey guys, it's Adam here. I'm just about to go to the gym and do a little active recovery, and I thought that this would be the perfect time to sort of introduce a little companion piece that I wanted to do called The Grind. So, The Grind is sort of my thoughts and experiences with weightlifting over 33 years of my life. Um, Everything from nutrition to influencers to whatever I can think of. Because really, that's what lifting is. It's a grind. It is a lifelong grind between you and the iron, and you are trying to come out on top as the winner every time. Of course, it doesn't happen, but you do your best and you fight. So, um, a little background on me for some of you who don't know. I know I did a little bit, sort of maybe 5 videos ago, but um, yeah, I have been lifting for a very long time. And, I started out in my parents' basement when I was just a teenager to help build some confidence. And then that quickly turned into, an obsession with weightlifting that has lasted, all of my life. I cannot see myself ever stopping. Certainly, I will go as long as my body allows me to go. So, up until I was 34 years old, 33, 34, I was a bodybuilder. So, and I was working in British Columbia, and I moved back east in 2003, and I went to see the Antigonish Highland Games. There was a World Championships. And I remember I picked up one of the implements next to the competitor's tent, and I was hooked. I knew I had to try it. And so I contacted the Highland Society, and they gave me this guy's name, Greg Hadley. So Greg Hadley is, an excellent thrower, athlete. He's retired now, but 6-time Canadian champion, and he is one of my best friends. So in talking with him, he said, "Look, you have to change how you train. You have to change everything, how you think about weightlifting. You have to be explosive to be a thrower." So, of course, being a bodybuilder, I definitely was not explosive. I definitely was not flexible. I was tight from doing bench and and all those movements. So I had to completely rethink how I lifted weights. And in fact, I had to stop doing bench press altogether for at least a year to be able to throw a hammer because I was just too tight across the chest. I wasn't mobile enough to wind a hammer around my head and throw it for distance. So, I had to I had to stop doing certain things and do new things to change my body to become a thrower. So I went and I bought a few DVDs. I had no coaching. I bought a DVD on shot put, on throwing in general. I bought a couple of DVDs on Olympic lifting, and I just attacked it. Um, and in doing so, it changed my entire outlook on training. Um, Everything went from being slow and controlled and, isolation this and isolation that to being explosive, to being agile, to being, you know, um, technique driven in everything. I've always been technique driven when it comes to weightlifting, and I've always been good at weightlifting. It always came natural to me. I was always a natural squatter. I was always good at bench press, but I left my ego at the door. It never came into the gym with me, and that is part of the reason why I'm still able to do the things that I can do, is because I had enough sense that I wanted to do this for the rest of my life. And in order to do that, I had to master the technique in lifting. And And that's how I attacked the Olympic lifts too. I had to master the technique before I really started to move any weight. And again, that's why I'm still, power snatching at 49 years old, right? I'm still jumping onto 30-inch boxes at 49 inch old because, or at 49 years old because, I focused on that. And so that's sort of what brings me to the state of the fitness industry. I had to change my training and perception of lifting to get better, but the fitness industry has gone completely backwards. They are not better, they are actually worse. And the fitness industry has nothing to do with fitness, right? Nothing. Zero to do with fitness. If you look up fitness in the dictionary, you'll find 3 definitions. One is your overall physical well-being, your health, how strong you are. The other is how proficient you are at completing a certain task. And the third is, your ability to survive and reproduce offspring. So in synonyms of fitness are things like ability, sturdiness, hardiness, proficiency, competency, agility, knack, finesse, ruggedness. In none of that is present in the fitness industry. It is not about how strong and rugged you are these days. It's about how you look. It's about, you having 8% body fat. It's about you having a round ass. It's about, you having a 30-inch waist, but you don't train your core because you're too worried about having a thick waist. It makes absolutely no sense to me. People stopped doing things that made them strong and rugged, like standing overhead presses. I said before, everything is seated now. You walk into a gym and you see nothing but machines. So working out is no longer hard. So the gains you make are not everlasting, right? Everything is instantaneous now. You have to have, you have to look like 90% of the fitness influencers on YouTube, right? And you're not going to, because most of those people are on drugs to begin with. This is their full-time job. They have nothing else, right? And they don't care about your fitness level. They care about their subscribers, their next Mercedes, their next trip down south, their next home gym, their next house. They don't care about, your progress as a weightlifter or getting your health on track. If they did, they wouldn't sell their training books for $200 and their cookbooks for $150 and fill it full of, sugar substitutes. It's so anyway. It's just no longer hard to work out. Like, they have a machine for everything, and they did in the past. And I'm not hating on machines. They serve a purpose. They are an accessory. Once you have the base, once you have that muscle built, then you can use machines to shape that muscle. But until you have, a chest to begin with, why are you doing pec deck? Why are you doing leg extensions? Do squats, do bench, jump on things, learn some new lifts, learn the Olympic lifts. They're excellent, right? I am stronger, faster, and bigger than I ever was in my 20s as a bodybuilder, or even in my early 30s. I just don't get it. But I can tell you this, is that, my job is not to sell cookbooks. My job is not to sell you some piece of garbage training. So be careful. When you go on YouTube, I feel bad for beginners today because there's just so much information. Everybody on YouTube has a, 5 best way to massive arms. Do this one thing to get massive legs. Do these 3 things before you go to the gym. I mean, it's enough to drive you crazy when the tools are there. I mean, you just stick to the basics. Get strong, get fit, and then worry about that stuff later on. So, if anybody has any questions about anything training, anything nutrition, strength, anything like that, just let me know. Send me some comments. I do this stuff because I love it, and I do it because I actually want to see, people excel. Like Amanda, for instance, she's become a great friend of mine, and I am trying to show her everything that I have learned, so that she can become a better person, a better lifter, right? So anyway, I am off to the gym, and I will send a video for some active recovery. It's extremely important, especially as you get older. You get less flexible, and so there'll be some stretching and some useful information in there. But again, thanks guys, and please watch these little clips for the grind and watch the ways. Send me some comments. Subscribe to our channel, and I guarantee you won't go wrong.